Hey everyone, this is Kate. I am your English 090 instructor, and I'm going to make this video as exciting as possible, which is not very exciting, just because it's my computer screen and my voice. So I apologize, but hopefully it'll be at least be informative. And so I want to start by showing you guys the way to get onto D2L. If you're watching this video, obviously you've done a good job yourself, but something that some people don't realize is you go to www.ccd.edu, just the school homepage, and there's the D2L login right here. You click on that, and then you see this page. This page is your friend. What I did is I just bookmarked this particular page up here for myself, as well as a bunch of other things. And then it's just easy to access. So however you want to do it, log in, and then obviously find our course, which is English 090 70T. That's this wonderful composition course. Once you get to this page, then you will see a whole bunch of things. You have a list of tabs up here, which we will go over. You have the course news, which really is the most important part. Each week I will post one, if not more, posts kind of updating you on information. At the very least, there'll be the weekly post. It'll say week 1, week 2, etc. But beyond that, there will be updates on changes in assignments, either things I'm seeing that are going well or mistakes that I'm seeing repeated. I'll post videos up there to kind of go over repeated mistakes that I've seen and kind of readdress that and reteach certain things. Sometimes I talk about technology and how D2L is not working, or I will talk about how I am an idiot that day and I forgot to open a Dropbox or something. Whatever it is, I will post it up here. And you just kind of, here I'll just look at week 1 post, and it will kind of go through the things that you have to do that week, and so it kind of gives you an overview. Then I'm going to kind of go up here to the tabs. Attendance, you don't really have to look at too much unless you think you're going to have a problem with attendance. If you miss 3 or more, it is very likely that you guys will fail this course, just because there's only 11 weeks in this course, and so missing a third of the courses is not so hot. So if you're afraid that you're going to miss due to a crazy schedule or limited internet, guys, I would withdraw now, save your money, and find a different time in your life when you can access this course, because some people make the mistake that online courses are going to be easier, and unless you are diligent and unless you are self-disciplined and willing to sit down and kind of be responsible to yourself, online courses are actually usually more difficult, especially depending on your personality. If you're a person that is more face-to-face, it'll be trickier. It's not going to be impossible, especially those of you that email me or call me or text me a lot. It makes the class more real, and those of you that participate really well in discussions tend to do better as well, because it makes it, again, more like a traditional course. But please don't take this course if you think it's just going to be easier, or if you think you can kind of procrastinate because your schedule's too busy. If your schedule's too busy for a regular class, it's going to be too busy for an online class. However, if you're like me and you have little ones running around and you're like, hey, I can ignore them for a couple hours a day and get down to my work, then hey, welcome to the club. That's kind of the 21st century. So that is fine as long as you're willing to work hard. So that's the attendance class list. You can kind of see where your peers are, contact them. Content, this is important, so we're going to go into this. This is where weekly I will update all this stuff. You will have documents to go into. Sometimes you will have quizzes that you can click on and it'll let you take the quiz. You can take the quizzes up to 3 times. The weekly PowerPoint is the most important. That's usually on top, and hopefully by the time you're actually taking this course, this will be. So you click on that, and actually I'm going to go ahead and click on that, because I want to emphasize you do need to access this PowerPoint every week, because not only does it have the checklist again and kind of reminds you of what you need to do, but it also has certain assignments, for example, the journal entry or other miscellaneous assignments that are not anywhere else. They're not in content, they're not in the course news or anything. And then there's also notes on here, videos, etc. So literally everything you need to have is in this PowerPoint. And I'm not going to go through and read it because you'll be able to do that on your own, but I do want to kind of emphasize that you do need to access the PowerPoint. So I'll close that off and I'll go back to the content page. On here are also, in the PowerPoint, I will embed some videos. If you have any technical difficulties with the PowerPoint, you can come back out and I will have the videos up here. I will also have any of the documents that are mentioned in the PowerPoint. Those will be in content as well. And the nice thing is you can't lose it, you know, because even if we go into week 2, week 4, week 6, week 10, whatever, and you're like, I forgot how to do MLA format again, then you can go back to week 1 and this video is still going to be here. So especially those of you who English is not your first language, this is nice because you can go back and read it again and again and again until you get it. Because I know when I was learning Spanish, I needed to see things again and again and again so that it could sink into my brain until I got much more comfortable with Spanish. So that's kind of that. So that was content. The discussion board is embedded. So you can either access the discussions by going to discussion tab up here or just in the content tab. I'm just going to be lazy and do it here. I clicked on it and then up comes the discussion topic. Usually it'll just be week 1 discussion topic, week 2, etc., etc. I'm not really creative with that kind of stuff just because I like to keep it easy. And so sometimes there will be like week 1, part 1, part 2, but rarely. So let's see. It'll always give you directions right here, and then you scroll down and then you can see what other people have posted. Now so far this class hasn't even opened yet, so I'm the only one that has posted, and I post my sample post. And I always do that so that you guys can see an example of what your post might look like or could look like. And so you can read about me, and then you can see how I physically set it up. A lot of times I'll say, hey, I recommend using this format so you don't forget to include these particular things. And then to reply to a post, which you need to do, then you simply, click reply to thread, and you can change this or not change this, and then you just start typing at the top of like, hey, I really like your post. And then don't just put things like this, guys. I don't even know why I put that on there. You can. Hey, I really liked your post. Be specific. Don't be lame. It's really not good when people are like, hey, I agree with you, or I like what you said, because that's about as generic as you can get. That's another way of saying, hey, I don't have time, I really don't care about this discussion topic. So you can start with things like that. Hey, I really liked your post. But then go into, what you have in common, or go into, obviously most of them won't be about you specifically, they'll be about your writing, but you can get specific, say something like, I wonder what it was like to teach high school for that long. Do you have any interesting stories? Asking questions, talking about details, things like that. That's what prompts a discussion. Let's say somebody tells you like this 3-hour story, and then your response is, I like that story. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, you didn't even listen and read this story. That's the same way on the discussion board. So make sure that you're not just kind of posting, or, I like that, or that's nice, or I disagree. Make sure you always say why and put up questions so that they have a chance to respond to you and actually feel like there's a dialogue. So that's the discussion. I want to quick, let's see, I want to quick go back. I want to remind you guys that part of the discussion board rubric, and that is posted up there, is that, I don't even have it up here. I will have it up here, so ignore this part. Part of the discussion rubric is that you have to have it posted. Your first post needs to be done by Wednesday evening, and your second posts need to be done by Saturday. If you guys miss those and you procrastinate, like all of us do, and till Sunday, you will receive no credit. So I would just want to say it is possible for you guys to put up posts and receive no credit. You have to meet the deadlines of Wednesday and Saturday. See the syllabus for more details, but I'm pretty clear on that. And when you look at the discussion board rubric, because I will have changed this, then you'll kind of see exactly what I'm talking about there. So I'm going to go back to main page so I can show you a few more things. The calendar will have most of the due dates, not all of them, and the assignments that you need to do. And then updates will have, discussions that you haven't read yet, and then Dropbox folders. So you can either go to the Dropbox by clicking up here or here. I'm going to just click on this. And I want you guys to see this is where you can drop things off, and it's also where you can read the feedback. So this one, the fake student, has already submitted, and there's feedback. So you just click on view, and then you will see that I have posted feedback through the rubric, and this person missed, they didn't get the MLA format right, so they got no points. And I kind of want to emphasize that, guys. MLA format is really, really basic. You can't miss it. If you make a mistake, that's fine, but you get no points until you fix it. And that goes for any assignment that is a turned-in document, unless otherwise posted. I'll have feedback here, and it also talks about plagiarism. You guys, let me see if I can. Oh, and it's not here. Darn it, darn it. This is a D2L thing. Usually it'll tell you right here exactly what your plagiarism percentage is, but I see it, guys. Please never be tempted to take somebody else's work, even if it's from another school, even if it's your own work that you've already turned into a different class. If you don't talk to me about it first, then it looks like plagiarism, and then I have to give you a 0, just because that's school policy. And if I see you doing it many times, then that can turn into a bigger issue that I have to report to one of the deans. So just avoid that. And yeah, it's not fun. So let's go back to the Dropbox, because this is again where you go. So let's say you need to turn in an assignment, you just click on the Dropbox that you need to turn in. I would always look at the rubric again and make sure you meet all the requirements. You want to shoot for advance, and at the very least avoid these last two. So look at what those are and make sure you avoid those. And then to turn in your assignment, you just add a file and then upload. And you're uploading from whatever computer you're on, and then you just find it and you hit open, and then you would hit add. But I'm not going to add anything now because I don't need to. And let's see what else. I think we've gotten most of it. Links, I usually don't put anything up there. Quizzes, you can click on this, but again, you can access it through content as well. Grades is probably the last one that you're going to look at. It'll always have your overall grade. If you don't see that, let me know. And then it'll have your information. So, this particular one was 100%. This particular one was 0, and so it's 0%. If you ever see a dash, that just means you haven't done it yet, or I have not graded it yet. And so that's about it, guys. I guess up here, this is where if you have email, there's notifications, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. And it's already been 15 minutes, and I'm sure you're tired of my voice. So, if you have any other questions, then shoot me an email, call me, text me, whatever, and hopefully this has made your process easier. And I look forward to chatting with you either via email or seeing your assignments. So, good luck, guys. Be seeing or talking to you or writing to you soon.